This video is all about my 2023 California housing market prediction. We've got a lot to talk about, and it's all coming up. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Warren Oberholser. My channel is all about what's going on with residential real estate, particularly what's happening in California. I'm located in Northern California, San Francisco region, and more specifically in the East Bay Tri-Valley area. Whether you are buying or selling, if you want to know what's going on, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. In this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I think is going to happen in California's housing market in 2023. Before I start, I want to discuss what I had right and what I had wrong for my predictions for this year in 2022. I predicted mortgage interest rates would increase as the Fed increased the Fed rate to fight off inflation. I felt we'd see mortgage interest rates go to 4% by the end of the year and possibly hit 5%. I also predicted that once mortgage interest rates hit 4%, we would see a cooling off of this aggressive seller's market or crashing of the seller's market. This would in turn allow properties to sit on the market a bit longer, cooling down prices and hopefully allowing buyers to have less competition. If this occurred, I would hope this would create a more balanced market for a buyer so they wouldn't have such intense competition and they could submit an offer that had all contingencies in place. Okay, let's review what actually did happen. We began the year with record low inventory. In fact, January's inventory was as much as 34% lower than what we had in 2021. The mortgage rates started increasing fast, hitting 4% by the end of January. With fewer properties on the market and a rapid rise in mortgage interest rates created one of the most aggressive buyers bidding war I have ever seen. Keep in mind, real estate is hyperlocal, so the amount purchased over the list price varies on each location. In the Tri-Valley and tech areas like Silicon Valley, it wasn't uncommon for properties to be purchased 25 to 30% over the list price, and extreme cases were much more. Once mortgage interest rates hit 6%, this cooled down the market greatly. We saw less buyer offers, and some that were already in contract, buyers were canceling, thinking, they may be paying too much. Here's a big difference for this year. Buyer offers that were coming in were at asking as well as below, and they had all their contingencies in place. This means investigation was there, so if they ran inspections and the buyer felt they wanted repairs, they would send a repair request to the seller, and in most cases, the seller would comply. This was quite different versus what we had in the beginning of the year. And of course, if you had financing, then they kept the appraisal and loan in check. And the reason why is because properties at that time were not appraising either. So buyers were very concerned and they were getting more conservative. Now, when mortgage interest rates hit 7%, as they did in October and November, we saw a lot of price drops, as much as 10 to 15% under the list price, depending upon the area. To summarize 2022, it's all about mortgage interest rates and extreme low inventory, especially as we had in the first quarter. As of October of this year, the California housing market is up at 5.7%. Okay, what are my predictions for California real estate market in 2023? Presently, we still have low inventory, not record low like we did in the beginning of January, and mortgage interest rates now are hovering around 6.4%. For this reason, I feel the first quarter we're going into will reflect what we just came out of the last quarter and this year. Now, this would mean buyers are still purchasing, but they're coming in with contingencies in place. We're seeing fewer offers, and we are seeing properties sit on the market longer. However, for 2023, the wild card will be the recession. As we go into the second quarter and the jobs report comes out, buyer focus may switch and be exacerbated by what's going on with the recession. Companies have already started to lay off employees, especially in the tech field. If the recession is soft, then I feel the housing market will remain stable. If, however, the recession is not minor by cutting into the workforce across the board and becomes protracted over the next couple of years, then housing will most likely be affected. Some areas in California will be affected more than others. In Northern California, it may be the greater Sacramento area. I'm already seeing a rise in pre-foreclosures. What safeguards the housing market and prevents foreclosures is the majority of homeowners with a mortgage are 4% and below. If they've been in their property prior to 2020, they should still have ample equity. If they are behind on their mortgage payments and their property doesn't have enough equity to clear what's owed on the property, including closing costs to sell, they should be able to move that property or sell it on the open MLS as a short sale pretty fast. This would avoid a foreclosure on their credit score. Mortgage interest rates for next year, I think we're going to see them run between 6 and 7%. There can be a few spikes at 8%, but I think average will be like 6.5%. I did release a video on Barry Habib predicting that it could go down as much as 5% in the second quarter. So to summarize, my prediction for next year, providing the economy is stable and the recession is mild, I'm going to side with the California Association of Realtors predictions that it's going to range from a -5 to 8% for housing growth. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with my predictions? Please post that below in the comments. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, post any questions or comments down below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider doing so you don't miss anything. If you found this topic interesting, you may want to watch these other 2 videos that are starting to pop up just about now because I'm going to go into a lot more detail on what I just talked about. So stay tuned. I'll have more helpful videos like this coming soon. Please reach out to me for any of your real estate questions or needs, and I wish you all the best on your home journey.